This daf Yomi Yerushalmi Shevi'is. In the article, Ozvar we're on daf Lamed Hey Amar Aleph, the second line from the top. Rabbi Yasa, which is the first line top in Gimel and Beis in the Vilna. Rabbi Yasa. And we go to Kavanaki. He has slightly different gears than the regular Gemara, but not by much. Rabbi Yasa. If you shlish kodem Rosh Hashanah she'olam misasin shavar. If the that which Rabbi Nechemia, he said yesterday, we go after Rabbi Nechemia in Shuach when she's a kafal of the Kita, and we don't have to determine when the Chanata was. We said yesterday that the Mahalach was that, well, the Chanata is always after, if the Kita is after between Rosh Hashanah, Av Tishrei, the Chanata is always after Av Tishrei, because Chanata Charuvin is the Shilshul, and the Shilshul is always after Rosh Hashanah. That was yesterday's approach. That was Rabbi Yonah. So now we have Rabbi Yasa, and he has a different approach. He says, it has to do with Abba Shlish. And if there's maybe Shlish, which normally is shear by produce, here's shear by grain, here's a shear by produce. If it's maybe Shlish before Rosh Hashanah of Sha'olam, before Rav Tishrei, it's HaShovar, then it's Ma'aser according to previous year. Lach Rosh Hashanah Sha'olam, Misasim Haba. It's maybe Shlish after Rosh Hashanah of Tishrei, it's Misaser according to the following year. And you follow the Kita, like Rabbi Nechemia, because the Haba Shlish is after Rosh Hashanah. And the Lakita is also after Rosh Hashanah. But that brings about a problem. Sometimes the crops ripen late. They're darker. And the Tamarim are maybe Shlish, which is defined as Matilim Sor when they get like rise a bit, like the sourdough raises a dough. After Rosh Hashanah, it happens after Rosh Hashanah. Then Misasel Shavar, and yet we know that the Minig Olam is that they're Meiser after the previous year, which sounds like we're following Chanota, not Avosh Shlish, because Chanota was the previous year, Avosh Shlish in the coming year. So Amar Zero said, Lo mi daite. Keith Kamrak puts in the words, have a Rabbi Yossi Amar Hadam Milsa. You're right. Rabbi Yas himself only follows Chanota, and therefore the Minig Olam is to always do after the previous year, because Chanota is always before Rosh Hashanah Sha'olam. But so he wasn't. This is not his own das, and that's not the Alach L'Maisa El Me'adah. But he's coming to talk about in the case which Rabbi here in the Gemara it says Me'adah Rabbi Yochanan Shimon Lakish the Kavanaki takes out the Rabbi Yochanan just leave Shimon Lakish. I don't think you have to do that. He's saying that he's trying to reconcile what Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish said, that you go after the Kita. So then we go like by Menoshach and Charuvin. And then we pass like Rabbi Yechem to go after Lakita, not like Rabbanan, who we normally pass like to go after Chanata. So he's saying that, okay, so how do we understand that? According to how we understand that, how is it going to work out? The Chanata is in 2 different years. So he's saying, no, but the Avosh Shlish is always after, Avosh Shlish is after Rosh Hashanah. And then, again, that's not our minhag, he says. Our minhag is to go after Chanata, and therefore everything's Misach or Shavar. But Rabbi Shimon Lakish, Rabbi Yechanan, and perhaps only by Menoshach and Charuvin, like we said yesterday, in which case it might not be a Machlekes at all, because you're talking to me about dates, and we're talking about Menoshach and Charuvin. It's the low krav zekol alayla. But in that case of Charuvin and of Menoshach, the cutoff date is Rosh Hashanah, Shel Olam, Tishrei, And the difference is whether it was maybe shlish before Rosh Hashanah, maybe shlish after Rosh Hashanah. The assumption is everything that you locate that year, it was maybe shlish after Rosh Hashanah. So that is a representation of the Keren Halacha according to Rabbi Yochanan Reish Lakish, at least by Bnei Shlomo Charuvin, and it doesn't apply to the rest of us or the rest of the fruit, because there we go after Chanata. And if Chanata was L'Shavar, we talk to go L'Shavar. Okay, so that is Rabbi Asa. Rabbi Yaakov Rachav Rabbi Shem Rabbi Shmuel Barabba said, "Have you shlish kodem chamisha sarba of Shvat v'sasin shavar la'achar chamisha sar b'shvat v'sasin lahaba." So that which Rabbi Nechemiah said, that if they're chaynet before even they're chaynet before Tu B'Shvat, they can be Mesasul Haba, because after Av Tishrei. That's specifically if they were maybe shlish after Tu B'Shvat. But if they were maybe shlish before Tu B'Shvat, even though the Chanata was after Rosh Hashanah, Rabbi Nechemiah is minded that they're meiser according to the previous year, not according to the subsequent year. So no shuach, they are maybe shlish before Tu B'Shvat of the second year, which is the 9th year. So therefore, they are meiser, or their Shemitah status is, the Shemitah status is no. Let's see inside. Okay, Baruch Hashem Mishum said, Abba said, "Hey, you shlish kohen v'chamisha b'av, but Shvat m'chasasim l'shavar. La'achar shmisha so b'Shvat misasim lahaba." So forget about Bnei Shlomo for the moment. Just Rabbi Nechemiah. The Meiser, because they have Meiser Shemitah right now, not Shemitah. So being a Shemitah just confuses things. Let's not confuse things. Is besides the two, so he says the second criteria. It's not enough that it was chaynet after Rosh Hashanah, Shal Olam, in order to be Nechshav L'Shavar. It also has to be maybe shlish before Chamisha of, and then it's Misasa L'Shavar. But it's L'achar Chamisha of, and Misasa L'Haba. It's from the coming year, not from the previous year, even regardless of when the Chanata was. Okay, so I'm Rabbi Zira. Zira said, "V'yos, that's correct. I'll bring you a proof. Hare Esrog, by Esrog, a karta chanoto. We don't follow the chanoto. That's one of the things which Esrog is different than a regular tree. Below karta shnaso, but he didn't uproot the determination of the year, meaning of Tu B'Shvat. So again, we go after Lakita, like a vegetable, but the Rosh Hashanah means Tu B'Shvat, like all the trees. V'kan, and here, there's a different girsa in the Kavanaki and in the Gra and Reb Chaim. And there's in the Gemara itself. And I think I'm going to go like the Gra and Reb Chaim, who say, "V'kan akarta chanoto v'lo akarta shnaso." And here you uprooted its chanata. We're not following chanata, but we're following maybe shlish. But not being oker shnaso, but not also not being oker shnaso. We're still not being oker shnaso. That girsa works out better than the girsa which we have in the Gemara, which also happens to be the girsa Kavanaki. In this case, we're not going to Kavanaki. So this even though till now we were saying that Rabbi Nechemia just goes after Lakita, and we assume the Chanata took place after Rosh Hashanah, and that's fine. Now they're going to say more complicated. Rabbi Yaakov Rabbi Shem Rabbi says, no, we don't never okay Tu B'Shvat. Tu B'Shvat is always critical for us, and even by things where it's going Echad B'Shana. And that's he's saying. Let's see it again. Rabbi Zev Yeus, Hare Esog Akarta Chanata V'Lo Akarta Shnoso. Esog you uproot the we uprooted Chanata. We don't follow Chanata, we follow Kita, but it still goes after Tu B'Shvat. Here too, Akarta Shnoso. You can go after Ava Shlish, like what Rabbi Yasa said. But Lo Akarta Shnoso. Akarta Chanatoso, you go after Shlish, but not Roka Shnoso. It still follows the year of Tu B'Shvat. And again, that's the years of the Gra and Reb Chaim. Rabbi Machia Kume Baikrim Zera. Rabbi Machia asked in front of Rabbi Zera, Me'ata Shlish HaRishon L'Sha'avar. He says, wait a second. If that's the case, then the first Shlish should be L'Sha'avar. But Shlish Sheni L'Haba. Whatever was the first third was which came before the Tu B'Shvat should go after the previous year, and the next year should go that comes after Tu B'Shvat should go after the subsequent year. And but the third, I don't know what we're going to do with that. I think Shlish Sheni is left after. The rest of it should have to come here. Amar Lei, so he said no. It doesn't work that way. It's not a third. It's not that each unit is a third of the growth is in the distinct, but Amalei shlish rishon kash levo. The first shlish is difficult to come. In other words, that is the primary growth to get the first shlish, and it became a tshuba. But once we get that shlish miyadu gadol, immediately starts growing much easier and much quicker. So therefore, we only take out the first shlish. That's the determinants. The second shlish, so it's not a question of thirds, but only the first third. Okay. Amar Rabbi Bar, Rabbi said, "Ka'aris uman yali for Rabbi Zira." So Rabbi Zira, this is answered this question as an expert sharecropper. In other words, an expert farmer. He knew what he's talking about. Shmuel, and this is like Shmuel said. The Shita Yomin Shita Ale. The takes 6 days for the first 6 leaves on the tree to grow, and then Shita Yomin Shita Ale. In 6 days, it gets 60 leaves. So the first 6 leaves take 60 days, and then the next 60 leaves cut. No, it's right. It takes 60 days to get to the first 6 leaves, but afterwards, it only takes 6 days to get the next 60 leaves. So the main growth, when the tough growth, is to get to the actual shlish, and afterwards, we don't take account. So it's not that we divide up into thirds, so everything goes after the first third. Okay. Tanya, Shimon Gamliel Omer wants to talk about producing leaves. Shimon Gamliel says, Mino tzas alin varapagin. From the time that the leaves of a fig tree come out on the tree until the unripe fruit forms, it's 50 yom, it's 50 days. Minapagin barashitin, from the time of the unripe fruit until the time that they are shitin, the shitin, and novlos, minapagin barashitin. I don't like this gear, see here. I'm going to go here with the Gra and the Ridbaz. So he says here, "Mina pagin ad ashitin habochlos." Okay, the pagin ad ashitin habochlos. In other words, from the time it's unripe fruit until it fills them with a little bit of liquid, not novlos habochlos. Mina pagin ad ashitin habochlos is another nun yom, another 50 days. Mina shitin bochlos, so the time it's a little bit already moist. Ata'enim until it's fully ripe figs, another 50 yom. It's all 50 days. It's another 50 days. So it sounds like 150 days, right? Rabbi Omer Kulon Arboim Yom. They're each the Gilfran puts another Arboim, and that's the way the Gear says in Tosefta. But even though putting it as the same thing, each segment is 40 days. So it's not 150 days, but 120 days. You gather the date, and the figs go after Chanata. You don't know when the Chanata was. Amar Rabbi Yoin said, Mona Mea Yom Mafreya. You count 100 days back. This is according to Rishim Gamliel. You count 100 days back. You know it's chonet because from the time that the pagan came out till the fig was fully ripe, it's 100. It's 100 days. The first 50 was to get to the unripe to the chanata. Then it's another 100 from the chanata till the fully ripe, and you count backwards 100 days. According to Rabbi, you'll be counting back 80 days. Armole said, "Varei imcha b'tveria." Let's see the beinosim l'shana achas. So they said that in Tveria they go for after a full year. No. So the way Kabbalah explains it, Amraham, so it's going on. There should be a header here. And I think in the article there is a header. No, there is no article, a header in the article, but Kabbalah puts one in. And going back on the Mishnah, you know, a parsos shvi'in motzai shvi she'en osim l'shtei shanim. He said parsos are the shvi'is is in 2 years. Is a motzai shvi'is because they're like mashuach, which make 3 years, but they do it in 2 years. So in that, we were with you in Tveria, and we saw that the fruit, this fruit which we're talking about in the Mishnah, I forgot what the fruit is, what the parsos is, permanent dates, they produce in 1 year. So our Malama said, I was with you in Tzipori, and I saw it took 2 years, right? So therefore he's going. He says that there are some of these dates which take 2 years. And that's what Baz actually says, that there should be a header here. You know, it says that Kaya Mastis and Rabbi Yudas Filim Parso Shel Tamorim those Soj Teishonim Malam Vrei Machem Mitforim Meinosim Teishonim Amlo Vrei Machon Tiveria. So he changes the gears around, which makes a little bit more sense because he's saying this way the conclusion is that he's conceding that some places do 1 year. So the way the Gra changed the gear, so he says, by Harei Machem Tzipori, also the Shteishem, I was in it, those in 2 years. They said, yeah, but we were at Tveria, and we saw it in 1 year. So the order makes more sense here, that way. Okay, it says in the next Mishnah, Hatomin Esaluf, Belushis, somebody who takes, I wrote on the side of my camera, the luf is an obscure type of onion, which is part of the lily family. I guess luf, lily. Atomis luf b'shvi is somebody who puts it down in the ground in order to preserve it. In order that it looks, it's clear it's not being planted but stockpiled, you have to put a lot together. It shouldn't be no less than it's a sign. And it should be at least 3 tfachim high, not scattered around. It's a sign, and at least 3 tfachim in the height. The tefach over gabim and the tefach of dirt on top of it. Chamin says leivchas me'arba kabim should be less than 4 kabim, which is 1/3. I go with tefach, and that's also 1/3. But tefach of gabim, but they both concede about a tefach of dirt on top. But Tom Malcolm just ragli beyond, and you should put them specifically in a place where people walk. So it's clear that you're not doing it in order to grow them. and then actually we have a bunch, and that brings Bam Lam and Hay on the base, and the Vav on now is a continuation of the Mishnayos. We will leave that for tomorrow.